Hi, and welcome back to another episode of Society of Like-Minded Men. I'm your host, Ramin, Keyvan, Chief Grumpy Guy, and this is Tommy Sporleder. Iron sharpens iron. How are you, sir? What is this? This is the Tuesday after a holiday, right? Memorial Day.
It is. Iron and iron sharpens iron. That's why I have this and why we do this and why I've done this, because Society of Like-Minded Men, we come from kind of the same, not necessarily the same mold, but we have similar standards and beliefs, or we're trying to get to that point where you can be more productive.
Yes.
More sane.
More sane. More sane is yeah. Increased sanity is always a good thing. Increased sanity usually equals increased stability in life. It's just, as you and I were just discussing off camera, life is not linear, man. It doesn't go in a straight line. Life comes at you from all directions simultaneously.
It really does. And we said, what are we going to talk about today? And we're in the throes of day after holiday, and you men and or women, if you want, you can relate. You're coming out of that, and right now we're dealing with FTA stuff, but there's even personal stuff. And so we said, let's make the word adaptability.
Ever. Yeah. Well, adaptability is those who are adaptable in the end, in the long run, are more successful by definition, because they're not so rigid that they say, no, it has to happen this way, when in reality, it really doesn't have to happen that way.
It doesn't. And you can be that person that says it has to happen that way, but that's not sustainable. That's
not.
Sooner or later, that supervisor or manager, or even you as a parent or whatever, if that's the, mode you operate in all the time, sooner or later, you're going to be tuned out. And people are going to just not.
It causes unnecessary stress for you and everybody around you, right? There is in fact no reason to behave that way. Life doesn't go the way we plan, right? Usually. Every once in a while it does, and that's why you're surprised.
Well, yeah, and you can
Right?
and you can plan all day long, and you can plan days and weeks and months and years in advance. But think about your life, and just on a daily scale. But when you plan things out, how often does it work exactly to plan?
Almost never.
How often? Almost never.
Almost never. Yeah, and it's you have to be okay with that.
That's the reality.
Yeah, you have to be okay with that.
If you're not adaptable at all, or if you having to adapt to changing situations just frustrates the hell out of you, then you need to reassess, because you will be in a constant state of anxiety and frustration
and anger.
And then
you're just going to be angry all the time. And what's the point of that? Right?
And do you want to live your life in an angry mode?
Because
even with all this stuff happening today, and we talked about it a little bit, I'm here and I'm like, I'm going to go talk to my man. I'm going to talk to my boy because I enjoy this, and I'm going to have a good time for however long we sit here and talk, and we're going to talk about this. And that's part of having the discussions, working through it, and having people in your circle, your phalanx, your thing, that you can talk through these things, instead of just,
it's a requirement.
We talked about this before, being on an island by yourself. You can't.
You can't. That's not real. I think there have been historically this notion of, well, you have to be a stoic man. Okay. That's not real. There are times when being stoic is absolutely essential, but you need to be able to identify those times, realize when they are, be stoic when needed. But other times you just need to be adaptable and not take the world so damn seriously. Right?
Amen to that.
That's what the whole thing is. It's like we are, and a lot of us grow up in situations that are not perfect. And so the way we some people try and control their world by, the way they eat. Some people try and do it by, with drugs and alcohol. Some people try and, the newsflash, there is no control ever.
True. And the minute you think you have it under control, or the minute you think you got it all figured out, guess what's going to happen?
Yeah.
And I don't care what age you are, our age, your age, my age, 5 years old, 90 years
It
old?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the
You
moment you
realize you
think you've
don't
got
have
control,
control over it.
you are lying to yourself.
Yeah.
The reality is that the world
you'll be the world will put you in your place and let
yes,
you
it
know
will.
that
The universe has a
you're
very
not.
sick and perverse sense of humor. So the moment you think, I got this, the universe goes, oh yeah, let's see
Yeah.
about that.
Right.
And adaptability is the key.
Yep.
It's that whole notion that at some level you're going to be presented with things that are not perfect. So your choice then is, how do you react to it? This is no different than anything else we've discussed on all of our other podcast episodes. Your choice of behavior determines the long-term outcome. End of conversation. So you have no control over the thing that happened. The only thing you have control over is how you react.
That's huge. That's huge. And that's one thing that I've learned and I've really focused on in the last, and we talk about this a lot, when life started to change. And for me, it's really in the last, I mean, it's always evolving and changing, but the last 5 or 6 years where I've become more aware of that. But it's stuff's going to happen to you, good, bad, or indifferent.
Exactly.
What the game changer is at this point in my life, and where I hope that many of you are and or can get, is how you react to those changes.
Correct.
That will change your life and your existence. And again, your anger level, your frustration level, your every level. It's how you respond to those, to life and those changes.
The thing that nobody teaches you, and I wish parents would teach children this, because one of a lot of parents will have a child that reacts badly to something, whatever something is, and a lot of them will say, "Oh, that's okay, honey," and they'll pet, they'll pet his head and whatever, and what the unspoken message of that is, it's okay for you to feel bad. No. What you need to do is teach your child how to understand what has happened, accept the fact that things didn't go their way, and to let it go.
Yeah.
Those who can let it go fastest have a better life.
That's it, because you can't change it and teach your children, but there's a lot of things being taught out there, Ramin, that I see that they're like, it's okay to be mad and be angry and deal with your emotions, but
in the end,
but they're like, and stay in this constant
result?
State of frustration and anger.
Yes.
I'm like, why?
Why is that? In what world is that? Okay, I accept the fact that you are angry about a thing. Get that. Totally valid. What purpose does continued anger about the situation over the long term serve?
No.
In what world does that benefit you, benefit the people you love, benefit your coworker? Nobody. Right? In the end, yes. I mean, it's human nature to get pissed off about stuff. It's who we are. I mean, if you look at our history, right? The entirety of human history is about who's been meaner and nastier to who, right? That's just 5,000 years of recorded history.
That's it. But then the focus goes on being mean and nasty.
Exactly.
I got a problem. I'm mad about it. Now I'm going to get over my anger and I'm going to figure out how to solve this and or make sure it doesn't happen. And then that's where invention or ideas come out of that. But if you just want to stay in that state of being pissed off, being mad, being angry, and then it builds on itself, and then the negative emotions, and then pretty soon you're stuck in this cycle of
then everything pisses you off. Everything pisses you off and you're never happy. And again, I ask, in what universe is that useful?
Bad, sad state of existence, man.
Who benefits from that, right? Yes, things are not going to go your way. Yes, other people are going to be mean, nasty, ugly, inconsiderate, rude. Yeah, you name it. They're going to be. It's because they live in their own little bubble, right? You don't need to participate in that bubble.
Nope, you don't.
Right? You can go, you don't have to. I don't want any part of this. You go do you, boo, and walk away.
I mean, we talk about this. We're not perfect, obviously.
No, of course not.
We don't profess to be, and we're changing things. But there were moments and times in my there were moments and times in my life where I operated in what we're just talking about, a constant state of, I mean, I'm a positive, pretty happy-go-lucky kind of person, but when I get in those states of just pissed off, angry, mad, if it's one thing, and some things are pretty big things, but what I found now, and I'm aware of it now, is when I stay in that state for very long, guess what? Everything else in my life goes that direction. And then all of a sudden it piles up, and it's like, but the sooner I realize, Tommy, check yourself.
What the hell are you doing?
Check your emotion, check your language pattern, check your volume, check your everything. Take a deep breath, ground, breathe, and it's all going to be okay. And when you can get back there, and if people want to call it, oh, you get in the moment of Zen, or I don't care what you do, but get out of that state of get out of it as quick as you can. And it's easier said than done sometimes. But once you're aware, and if you're listening to us now, just know that you can adapt to any situation.
Yes.
And even when good things happen, be adaptable to those and realize that this is really good, and embrace those moments too.
And be happy
because
about it.
We don't spend enough time embracing the wins. We talk about that a lot, is it's always, and I guess it's human nature and news, everybody's focused on the bad and bad news and bad this, but really embrace the good things.
Embrace the good stuff, because
and
your
adapt
life
to those.
Yes. And your life in general, if you really, really look at it, is full of good stuff. It really is, right? And a lot of it is, I think we take a lot of it for granted, like somehow you're entitled to it. You're not entitled to it, right?
No.
If you have a roof over your head, you have running water, toilets that flush, food in the fridge, a family that loves you, any of that stuff, even if you just have one of those things, you're blessed, right? And I think the one of the things that we do is we tell people that it's okay. Yes, it's okay to have emotions. Totally okay to have emotions, and you should be aware of them, and embrace them as what they are, but then ask, what am I getting out of this? Right? And if it's something good, continue. If it's not something good, stop it. Right? And again, like we say, we are not perfect in any way, shape, or form. I come at this from when I was much, much younger. I was a rageaholic. I really was. I was, there's that song, that lyric that says, "Why must you be such an angry young man?" That was me, man. I was angry about everything. Pissed me off. And that's just where I lived. And I was not cognizant of it. And at some point, a friend of mine said, "Dude, you need to go do something about this." And so this was probably in my mid 40s, and and I enrolled myself in an anger management class.
Hey, good, but you did something about it.
I did.
You didn't stay in that constant state.
And
could you imagine if you were still there now?
My God,
would you be alive even? Probably not.
Probably not. I would have died of a heart attack by now.
Right?
You know what? Life is too cool. Life is too awesome for me to constantly be there. And here's the other part of this, is that when somebody does something that pisses you off, you allowed that. They're going to do that thing anyway, right? Whatever it is, cut you off, yell at you, whatever it is, they're going to do it. If you choose to get angry, like I said, it's all about choice. If you then choose to get angry about that, then that's on you.
Yeah.
Right? They're not making you angry. You're making yourself angry about that thing, and then you choose to hang on to that.
Well, that's it. But there's
the sooner you walk away, the sooner you turn that volume down. And I'm actually blessed. I have 2 great dogs, and it's weird. They can sense if I'm sitting here at my desk and somebody pisses me off. They can sense my energy from the other room, and they come and sit at my desk, at the foot of my desk, and they put a paw on my leg, and I'm like, okay, I'm being an asshole. They know. It's weird. I don't know how they know, but man, they know.
Oh.
And it's just so funny. I look down and they look at those beautiful eyes, and I'm like, okay,
friend.
Yeah. Okay, you're right.
It's cool though. It's
awesome. It's awesome. It's a great calming influence. But It's the being aware, and we've talked about this, being self-aware and being your own gatekeeper, emotional
Yes.
gatekeeper, time gatekeeper, everything. You have to be. This is where I think the stoicism thing makes sense, is you are a centered individual. You have your own boundaries, you have your own time, you have your own emotions and how you feel about things, and the rest of the world makes you have to make yourself imperturbable, which is a really hard word to say, but it basically means people can't mess with you. Things
Yeah.
can't mess with you, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to say the F word because, at some point YouTube gets all pissed off about it. But you
Kudos.
become imperturbable, and that by definition means that you are stronger as a man. And that also means that it'll positively impact your relationships with your life partners, with your children, animals in your care, business partners, clients. If they see you as a rock, people sense that, whether if they're consciously sensing it or not, people sense that, and they tend to become more respectful of that. And so your interactions with them will change. The nature of your interactions with them will change. Right?
Yeah,
And that's the key.
I'm listening because you just sparked. I'm trying to
His eyes
pull.
just went somewhere, and I'm like, "Where'd he go? Where'd he go?"
No, I'm trying. So I do have the screen, but I'm pulling something up because it's a book that I read, and you talk about F word. It's called, and I'm pretty sure the title, because I was in Barnes and Noble the other day with the little one, and I saw it, and I'm like, and it's what we're touching on. So I'm gonna tell. So it is. Yeah, this is it, and I'm gonna tell you, and it's a good
That
read, and it's what we're
I'll put it
talking
up on.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is called. It's pulling up, and it's called. So the title is F, and then there's 2 stars, and then it's CK.
Yeah.
Feelings.
Yeah.
And it's written by 2 doctor psychologists. There's that book, and then there's Let Them by uh it's another book. I can share both of them with you, and then you can do
Yeah,
it. But this
send me
one
the thing.
is,
The other book that I am deeply enamored of is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
well, that one too. There's books on this, and this one is, and it's F Feelings, One Shrink's Practical Advice for Managing All Life's Impossible Problems. But it boils it down to, if you react to your feelings all the time, you're going to be
You're
stuck
not
in
in
a
control.
constant state, and you're not. And when you give into your feelings, and so it's a good read, and I'll send that one. And then
Yeah, we'll post these
there's
out.
another.
These
Yeah.
are great reads. You guys should add these books to your library and internalize the messaging. The messaging pretty much says what we've been saying all along, which is be your own gatekeeper. Don't let the world mess with you. You don't deserve that. But understand that if you let the world mess with you, the key word in there is let. You chose to allow that. Stop it.
Own own your own
Own your own
crap.
stuff. Yeah, own your own stuff.
Don't let someone else own you, your existence, your feelings, your emotions, your time. We talked about this last episode. Your time.
Yes. Your
Be your
time.
own advocate, because
Your
if you're
time.
not, you just sure as
Yes.
hell ain't anybody else that's going to be your advocate. Hell, look at them, even psychologists and therapists. One of the reasons they're so good at that is because their own life is all screwed up. And I've had therapists tell me that. I can tell people how it sounds kind of oxymoron, but they do. They're like,
they have a
I
frame of
can coach
reference.
other people. Well, it's how to do it. But some of the most successful ones, and they talk about it, that I'm speaking from experience, and I still deal with these, and I can tell people how, what is it?
Yeah.
Do as I say, not as I do. But there's a lot of reality in that. And when we talk here, there's some of this we're saying as we talk about these things. I'm working through them, and I'm realizing, oh, dude, we've talked about habits before. You're getting in that bad mode and that bad habit. But that's why we meet once a week,
Yep.
and we talk, and we have our circle of people, because that's how you get through it, and you work through it, and you realize it.
Yeah, and it is the other thing that we've touched on, which is, I think, essential here, is that surround yourself with a group of men, sort of brothers in arms, as it were, that you can go to with this stuff, right? Um, there are guys who just don't want to talk about these things, but they will later on in life suffer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But surround yourself with guys who actually understand and can, because the notion that somehow men should be strong and, strong like bull and, and lonely is bullshit.
That's what I was told to be when I was younger.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
My fathers and my uncles, and you don't cry at funerals, and you don't do this, and you don't do that. And when I spoke to my father and some uncles about therapy, they were just, you were looked upon like you're really screwed up. And no, one of the best things I ever did for myself, and it's not that long ago, the whole COVID thing, and just so much happening in life is I got some therapy, and it's someone that, again, knows that, does that can be truthful and honest with you.
Yes,
and basically
somebody who can be truthful and honest with you. Yes, because the problem is that otherwise, like we discussed earlier in this episode, life happens. It comes at you from all different angles, right?
Yep.
And sometimes it's, your spouse gets sick and you got to be the caretaker. And if you have nobody to talk to, you're going to slowly spiral into the darkness.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Because there's nobody there to go, hey man, you want to just talk about something? You need help with anything, right? So all of this stuff connects, man. We're not just, none of these subjects that we're talking about are in their own little vacuum bubble. All of them are interconnected, right?
Yep.
And so yes, you have to be adaptable. When something changes, say, okay, that has happened. Yes, that's annoying. Now how do I fix it? Right? It's because fixing it will make the whole emotional part of it go away instantly. But that's not and it's because as men, we tend to want to fix things, right? So when we can't fix things, it causes us emotional distress, right? And that's why when you have like a sick spouse or something like that, you can't fix that, right? And that causes men to straight into the toilet, if they don't have anybody to lean on. So be there for your friends, right? And if you have friends and you need to be the one, either tell us and we'll reach out to you, or reach out to your friends. Talk to them about what's bothering you. Go out for coffee. Do something, right? But you have to be adaptable. Life is not linear. Life will throw stuff at you at the pace of thought. And you have a choice. You can either continue to get pissed about things, or you can choose to sidestep stuff, let it go by, and fix it. And some things just aren't fixable. Some things just aren't fixable.
They are, and
but the key is to let it go by.
Some of the fixing stuff is just it's they call it mid-course correction. You just make a correction and you take a
different
slight
route,
little step to the left or right, a little bit path different, and just ease instead of sometimes bull in a china shop. And I don't care what and I'm gonna make this work, and I'm gonna make this no matter what it takes. And then you're sitting there, hours, days later, and you're still
and our fathers. The sad part is that our fathers and grandfathers were like that.
Yeah.
And whether we like to admit it or not, many of them have gone to their grave angry, lonely men.
Yep. And I don't want to be one of those.
I don't want to be one of those.
I know you don't either. And there's plenty still
desire
out there, and plenty in my family and friends that are older than me that are existing in that realm. And some of them younger than me, that are very unhealthy, very not. And again, we've talked about friends versus acquaintances, and some of those I've had to really just eliminate from my life because I can't operate in that state with those folks, because inevitably people don't listen. They don't want to listen. They don't want to change, and they don't care. And you've talked about this before. It's almost like they've given up. And you've looked at somebody and you've said this. When did you give up on life?
Yeah. Like, when did you just give up? Yeah. But that's how they were raised. Right? I
know.
They were raised that there was no outlet.
But I'm living proof that you can change it.
There is an outlet. That's a lie. It's a complete lie that men have been told. You have to be, but you cannot learn to be adaptable if you think there's no outlet, because you're not going to try and be adaptable, right? So hear us when we tell you there is an outlet. You can be adaptable and you can make changes in your life to make your world a better place to be, even if
I'm
it's
gonna go
just
to
for
this
you.
place right now, and people have accused me of this and exit. Oh, Tommy, you just live in the world of rose-colored glasses, and I'm like, you know what? And if that's what I'm known for, versus the guy that, oh my God, this guy's falling all the time. Okay, then
I
that's
know.
what I'm guilty of. But I
Well,
really, truly, genuinely love people, and I love the world, and I love society, and I think there is so much
yeah,
yet to be discovered and to do. And I just want to see people
yeah,
enjoy their lives and enjoy their existence. And
and it
because
can
when
be
you're in a
done.
place where people smile and shake hands and how are you doing today?
What you up to,
How much
brother? You know,
better of a world is that than the world where you go in and people are hollering and screaming at each other? It's like, God, and that's the reality. And we're becoming more divided than we are together in a lot of ways. So I think there's a lot of us that
but
are
here's
together. It's
the
just
sad
not
part about
shown.
that. Here's the sad part about that. We're becoming more divided because we're allowing them to do that to us.
Exactly. Yep. Yep.
We're choosing that path. We're
And
choosing
people
to
are not
say,
adapting
yeah. When somebody
effectively.
says you need to hate that other person, then my initial question is why, and who are you to tell me anything,
Yeah. I don't
right?
even know anything about that person.
Why would I hate them, right? In what universe is that useful? And I think the thing is that when people say something with some gravitas behind it, they just expect you to believe it. And I have learned in my life that much of that is complete and utter bullshit,
It is. And it's
right?
just sad to see
Choose
families and
your own path. Become
friends
a
and people
yeah,
torn apart because of this of that bullshit that's going on and people
yeah,
not being able to adapt and taking it so damn serious. And I come from this mode. Sometimes you just got to agree to disagree
yeah.
and leave it. Because when it comes to the point that you're just so
Does it
pissed off
matter?
at
Does it really
what
matter?
this is you said, what does it matter? You know what? I don't it's not that I don't care. We talked about it, but I don't
But I
care.
don't care. That's gonna
You
be
know?
that's what we need. We need the Society of Like-Minded Men T-shirts that say it's not that I don't care, but it's
But
that
I
I don't
don't
but I
no,
don't care. I
true.
think we
And
should
then when
make
people ask
merch.
what is we do. Well, we talked about that. We're gonna start once we
We
hit our
should yeah.
100th follower,
Yeah,
might be it.
yeah,
We're getting
when
there.
we get to 100 subscribers, we'll make merch. So,
Yeah,
we're leaving
heck
that
yeah.
out with you guys. If you can help us reach 100 subscribers, we will definitely make merch. Then I think that's going to be our first shirt is it's not that I don't care, it's just that I don't care.
We'll take suggestions, but it's true, it's just I just I'll harken back to it. I really do. And if it's again, Rose, whatever, I wish that is a society because I don't give a crap what color you are, what gender you are, what race you are, how old you
Why
are,
is that
how
my business?
how smart you think you are,
Yeah,
how dumb
why is that
you
any of my
act.
business? Why is that any of my
I
business,
would love for you to be happy, but what I've also realized is it is not my job anymore to
No.
make
No,
anybody
no, no, no.
or and it took me a while to get through that I am not responsible for anybody else's actions or behaviors or
Other
any
than
of that
you.
other than my own. That's
Yep,
it. And
that's it.
so we talk about and but there's a time where I did that and I would when we talk about adaptability, then I would almost adapt to their thoughts and their ideas and that so
Yes.
that they wouldn't be upset or they wouldn't be angry or they wouldn't be mad or they would like me. And it's like, no, no,
You know.
and that's where the adaptability came in for me that I'm going to adapt to the things and the things that happen. I'm going to adapt so that I keep my peace, so that I keep my smile and I
Yeah.
keep my because the other way of existence sucks ass.
It sucks.
Plain
Yeah.
and simple, it sucks.
Yes, it
And
does.
don't operate there for very long. And we're all gonna get upset and we're all gonna get angry, but don't stay in that place.
Right.
Don't do it.
At
Don't.
no point is that useful for you or anybody you know. So protect, this is we keep saying, be your own gatekeeper. Right? Be your own gatekeeper. Adaptability and being your own gatekeeper are very closely tied together. They do not, they're not separate, right?
Because
and it's just that you have to, if something goes wrong, find a solution, get around it, move on. The sooner you let it go, the sooner the problem resolves itself. Problem is that a lot of you've heard the notion that whatever you put energy into grows.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
That's true of problems too. So if you put energy into a problem, it'll just grow. Sidestep it, find a solution, or just step out of the way and let it crash on its own. You don't need to be part of it.
Exactly.
Right? And whether
you definitely don't need to be a part of other people's misery.
Come on. A lot of everybody else's misery is self-inflicted.
Unless you're a therapist and that's your job, then you have to be a part of it, but you only have to be a part of it for the 30 minutes or an hour.
But you're not really, at that point, you're not really a part of it. You're an outside observer.
Yeah.
Right? You're not a part of it because you're not actually onboarding all that nonsense into your life. You're just saying, here's what I observed from the outside. And so if, there is the notion of being sort of stoic and adaptable. There was a great saying once that I've always loved, which says, be in the world, but not part of it. We don't need to participate. That's not your participation, as they say, is not required.
Yeah.
Right? Just don't. Just freaking don't. There is nothing beneficial that will come to you from that participation. Let it go. Even if somebody is actively doing something stupid, like, putting their hand on a hot stove, let them do it. It's the only way they're going to learn.
Yeah.
Yep. Does it hurt when you do that? Okay. Yeah. But you don't need to participate. Right. And there are a lot of people for whom drama is the leading cause of their life. And they want you to participate in that drama. That's not your freaking job.
I know so many people that's where they thrive.
That's where they live.
In the world
right.
Of drama.
So anyway, the key to today's discussion was being adaptable and we're reinforcing the message of, that's another t-shirt, be your own gatekeeper. I'm coming up with merch ideas.
There you go, man. I love it. I'll wear it loud and proud.
Society of Like-Minded Men caps, and one that says, it's not that I don't care, but I don't care. And the other one says, be your own gatekeeper. But yes, so we say this a lot and we repeat this a lot because we want this message to sink in. You have the responsibility of being good to yourself.
Yes.
So
above all else, be good.
Above all else. Yes. So, and then we'll leave it with that. What do you think of that? How you like me now?
That's right. Exactly.
Right? All right, man. That's all I got for today. I think I'm gonna go have a cup of tea and hang out with my dogs. So
right on, brother. I got a lot more stuff to get done here at the end of the day, but I'm actually excited about it. And just meeting and talking through things, even the 30 minutes that you do that with someone that
makes
it's in your corner and does it.
Huge.
Takes a mind shift just that fast. And the thing about it, so I love you, brother. Have a great rest of your evening. And
have a great afternoon, and then we will see you on the next one.
Yep. Cool.
All right, man.
Peace.
Bye.
Later.
Peace.
Yep.